compliance with Chapter 231 of the Open Public Meetings Act of the State of New Jersey, adequate notice has been given to all members of the governing body, the local source, and the Westfield Leader, the two newspapers designated to receive such notice, and the notice, as always, is posted at the Borough Hall Bulletin Board. Please rise for invocation by Councilman Lane.
Dear Lord, please pray for the men and women of our armed services. Please pray for our police, fire, and rescue squad. And please also pray for all residents of Mountainside. Amen.
Amen. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, approval of minutes for the regular... Oh, roll call first. Thank you.
Councilwoman Andre? Here. Councilman Lane?
Here.
Councilman Messler?
Here.
Councilman Mortimer?
Here.
Councilman Turner?
Here.
Councilman Wass?
Here. And the mayor is going to be a few minutes late.
Okay, now, approval of minutes for the regular executive session meetings for January 22nd, 2013.
So moved. Second.
Poll board.
Councilwoman Andre?
Yes.
Councilman Lane?
Abstain.
Councilman Messler?
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer?
Yes.
Councilman Turner?
Yes.
Councilman Wass?
Yes.
Work and executive session meetings for February 5th, 2013. Have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Poll the board, please.
Councilwoman Andre?
Yes.
Councilman Lane?
Yes.
Councilman Messler?
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer?
Abstain.
Councilman Turner?
Yes.
Councilman Wass?
Yes.
Okay, we have a proclamation for Youth Art Month, if I can find it. That's it, here it is. Whereas art education contributes powerful educational benefits to all elementary, middle, and secondary students, including the following. Art education develops students' creative problem-solving and critical thinking abilities. Art education teaches sensitivity to beauty, order, and other expressive qualities. Art education gives students a deeper understanding of multicultural values and beliefs. Art education reinforces and brings to life what students learn in other subjects. And art education interrelates students' learning in art production, art history, and criticism and aesthetics. And whereas our national leaders acknowledge the necessity of including arts experiences in all students' education, and whereas March is officially recognized as Youth Art Month, I endorse the observance of Youth Art Month and encourage the support of quality school arts programs for children and youth. Now, therefore, I, Keith C. Turner, Council President, do endorse March 2013 as Youth Art Month. So we have a proclamation. Resolutions. Resolution 37-2013. Councilman Lane.
This resolution authorizes the appropriation of $300 to the fundraising committee of 2013 Project Graduation for the purpose of having a drug and alcohol-free party immediately following June's graduation from Governor Livingston High School.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Poll the board, please.
Councilwoman Andre?
Yes.
Councilman Lane?
Yes.
Councilman Messler?
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer?
Yes.
Councilman Turner?
Yes.
Councilman Wass?
Yes.
Resolution 38-2013. Councilman Wass.
This resolution renews the borough's contract with the Associated Humane Society for Animal Control Services in the amount of $15,989.81 to expire on December 31st, 2013. And this, Martha, this is a reduction from last year, correct?
Yes.
Yes. So we're out there negotiating, we're doing the best we can to keep our taxes low. So moved.
Second.
Poll the board, please.
Councilwoman Andre?
Yes.
Councilman Lane?
Yes.
Councilman Messler?
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer?
Yes.
Councilman Turner?
Yes.
Councilman Wass?
Yes.
Resolution 39-2013 will be another commercial for borough merchandise. Having no further need for certain municipal borough property, this resolution will authorize the Borough Clerk, Martha Lopez, to place the following items on a public auction website, as allowed under law under NJSA PL 2001 C.30 at www.municibid. That's municibid.com. We used to have to pick up a bid package from the borough clerk. We're no longer going to do that. We're going to try this. And again, for the public, it's www.municibid.com. 2009 Crown Victoria, mileage is only 64,611. We have a 1998 Chevy Blazer, mileage is 256,266 miles. I suggest you come down and look at that one. And a 1994 Moorbark Tree Chipper, model 17 EZ Beaver edition. I suggest you come down and look at that as well. And when you bid, you should always come down and look at what you're bidding at. If you want a piece of Mountainside, it's another way to get it. www.municibid.com. So moved.
I'll second that.
And we have a second. Pull the board, please.
Councilwoman Andre?
Yes.
Councilman Lane?
Yes.
Councilman Messler?
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer?
Yes.
Councilman Turner?
Yes.
Councilman Watts?
Yes.
Resolution 41-2013. Councilman Mortimer.
40.
40.
40.
40.
Oh,
140.
skipped one?
Yeah.
You said 20 dash. It's 40 dash.
42.
Oh, 40-2013.
Deanna.
Oh, Deanna.
Thank you.
I did skip one.
Mountainside Municipal Alliance will be hosting a prevention night at the Mountainside Community Pool, and at the request of the Alliance, this resolution will authorize the first 100 non-member residents' fees to be waived for that evening of the funds set aside in July. That date,
Motion, do I need a second?
Second.
Sorry, Deanna.
that date is not set yet, but it will be in July, and we'll get that information out as soon as we get that date.
Okay, we have a motion and a second.
Okay.
Pull the board, please.
Councilwoman Andre?
Yes.
Councilman Lane?
Yes.
Councilman Messler?
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer?
Yes.
Councilman Turner?
Yes.
Councilman Watts?
Yes.
Okay, now we could do Resolution 41-2013.
Thank you. This resolution approves the transfer of certain budgetary funds as allowed by law within the first 3 months of the year within the 2012 municipal budget reserves under NJSA 40A:4-58 as recommended by our CFO, Jill Good.
I have a motion and a
Second.
second. Councilman Lane, pull the board, please.
Councilwoman Andre?
Yes.
Councilman Lane?
Yes.
Councilman Messler?
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer?
Yes.
Councilman Turner?
Yes.
Councilman Watts?
Yes.
Resolution 42-2013. Councilman Messler.
Yes. Having received proposals for the engineering design and bid specs replacement of the HVAC system and installation of an emergency generator at the public library, this resolution, at the recommendation of Borough Engineer Michael Disco, will authorize the borough to retain the service of Strunk Albert Engineering Firm for the project. So moved.
Second.
Pull the board, please.
Councilwoman Andre?
Yes.
Councilman Lane?
Yes.
Councilman Messler?
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer?
Yes.
Councilman Turner?
Yes.
Councilman Watts?
Yes.
We have second reading of ordinance 1205-2013. Deanna?
An ordinance amending Chapter 10, Section 1.14, Section A and B of the Code of the Borough of Mountainside, New Jersey regarding membership fees for the use of the Mountainside Community Pool.
Okay, it's a second reading. We need, open it for public. Anybody in the public want to question or have any comments on this?
Seeing no public participation, I move this portion be closed.
Second.
Okay. Okay, pull the board, please.
Councilwoman Andre?
Yes.
Councilman Lane?
Yes.
Councilman Messler?
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer?
Yes.
Councilman Turner?
Yes.
Councilman Watts?
Yes.
Okay, we have second reading of ordinance 1206-2013. This is an ordinance that will amend ordinance 1176-2010, fixing salary ranges for certain municipal employees. Again, this is second reading. Open it to the public for any public input.
Seeing no public input, I motion that this portion be closed.
Okay, so moved. I need a second.
Second.
Pull the board.
Councilwoman Andre?
Yes.
Councilman Lane?
Yes.
Councilman Messler?
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer?
Yes.
Councilman Turner?
Yes.
Councilman Watts?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought we just voted on the,
You just closed the public portion, so now you have to vote on the ordinance.
okay, want to vote on the,
First
pull the
one.
board on the ordinance.
We got to do the first
You
one
have to do the
first?
first one first.
Right.
Okay.
Hey, Paul, how you doing?
Turner introduced, so we need a second.
A second on the ordinance, please?
Second on the ordinance?
Second.
Okay.
Oh, that's all right.
Okay, now pull the board.
Basketball was canceled.
Andre?
Yes.
Councilman Lane?
Yes.
Councilman Messler?
Yes.
Yes.
Councilman Turner?
Yes.
Councilman Was?
Yes.
Okay, we have to do the second one as well?
For the record, Mayor Maravelli just arrived.
Okay, now we have to vote on the ordinance, on the second ordinance. Who made the motion on that? I did.
I seconded.
I need a second, and Messler seconded, so we need to pull the board on that.
Councilwoman Andre?
Yes.
Councilman Lane?
Yes.
Councilman Messler?
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer?
Yes.
Councilman Turner?
Yes.
Yes.
Motions, we have approval of raffle application from Lions Club, New Jersey, 16E charitable FDN for an off-premise 50/50 draw raffle. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So be it. Second raffle application for Governor Livingston High School PTO for an on-premise draw raffle and an on-premise 50/50 draw raffle. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None, so be it.
That's it.
And approval of raffle applications for Mountainside Restoration Committee for an on-premise draw raffle. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? No, so be it. Bills and claims. Go
Be
ahead.
it resolved by the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Mountainside that the following bills of the persons named and for the amounts stated below have been duly audited and found to be correct this 19th day of February 2013. The same be paid after council's review if and when funds are available, and that the mayor, council president, administrator, and treasurer are hereby authorized and directed to sign and deliver warrants for same. Total $1,336,767.57.
We have to pull the board?
Second?
Second?
Second.
And pull the board.
Councilwoman Andre?
Yes.
Councilman Lane?
Yes.
Councilman Messler?
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer?
Yes.
Councilman Turner?
Yes.
Councilman Was?
Yes.
Any council comments this evening?
I have one, Council President. The Mountainside Library, as you folks may know, Mike Bannock has left our library to pursue an opportunity with the Milburn Library. However, starting today, Lynn Fevreau has become the director of the Mountainside Library, and we wish Lynn well and good luck in her new position.
Any other comments? Audience participation? Anybody would like to say anything, have a question? None?
I have
Okay,
a comment that I'd like to make.
sure.
Last Thursday night, we went, I was sitting on the planning board with Councilman Mortimer, and our town planner, John Chadwick, made a preliminary presentation, which I think is going to have a very positive and good effect on Mountainside. And I just wanted to share with the public what this preliminary discussion that we're starting. We've been talking about an affordable housing plan in Mountainside for a number of years. I think at least for the last 10 years that I've been on council and now the mayor, we've been discussing it. So we have an opportunity right now as a result of some litigation that we are involved in to have our affordable housing plan get approved and get certification, judicial certification, which right now is probably the best way for us to go, especially with all the turmoil and uncertainty that's surrounding, especially the third round regulations down at the state level. Basically, what is being discussed right now is, number one, will involve an amendment to the master plan to incorporate some recommendations with respect to affordable housing. And after that happens, there will be some discussion about how that is going to be implemented. And I want to share what the footprint of what's now being discussed on a preliminary basis, and which is also being submitted to Judge Serpentelli, who's a retired judge, in connection with our the litigation that we're involved with. And he's been appointed the special master in that litigation, and he can oversee the certification of our affordable housing plan. Basically, there's two components of the plan. First of all, there are 3 sites which we've going to be designated as sites in which affordable housing will move forward. One is a parcel on Route 22, which is the center of the litigation that we're involved in, and this will actually resolve that litigation. It's down on Route 22 West. It's called commonly known as the Ponds. There's a little bit over about 5 acres. I think it might be a little bit under 5 acres with a lake on the property. That's going to be rezoned to have a higher density. We've concluded that in accordance with the state mandates, that 6 units per acre is appropriate. That particular site will be a 55 and over project. There will be a 20% set aside on that project for affordable housing. So we anticipate 30 units there, and the 20% would be 6 for affordable housing. There's another site in which we have right now, there's currently an application that's been filed with the planning board, which is over behind Brighton Gardens. There's a rather large piece that is behind Brighton Gardens, most of which has a very steep slope and has some critical areas that you can't develop on, wetlands and some other type of area. Over there, we're anticipating, again, it's going to be the same 6 units per acre will be what the zone will be, but over there, I believe they're proposing approximately 20 units, and there'll be, again, a 20% set aside, so we're talking about another 4 units there. In conjunction with the rezoning of the density, we're also rezoning some of the bulk requirements so that it would fit this slightly higher density than is permitted in the rest of the town. Right now, we basically have 2 zones in Mountainside. One is 15,000 square foot single-family lots, and another is 20,000 square foot lots. The third piece is a piece that we commonly refer to as the Barnes Tract. It basically runs down Mountain Avenue from 7-Eleven. It also runs up behind 7-Eleven. That site is also approximately 5 acres. What we're envisioning will happen there is we're going to look to expand our downtown. We're going to have a mixed-use component along Mountain Avenue where there'll be retail permitted along Mountain Avenue on the ground floor. And then above that and behind that, there'll be residential units. Again, the same 6 per acre, so we're anticipating 30 units could be developed there. And again, we have the 20% set aside, which would give us another 6 units. All these projects are clearly foreseeable and reasonable, which is the criteria that we have to satisfy Judge Serpentelli. In addition to that, we are also going to create what they call an overlay zone, and that will take place in the light industrial area adjacent to Echo Lake Park. Right now, basically all the parcels in the overlay zone have some type of commercial building on them, but they could be developed for a residential use. Again, same criteria, 6 per acre, and the same 20% set aside. So by looking into the future of Mountainside, we're basically going to be able to satisfy our affordable housing criteria in a way in which Mountainside, at least the face of Mountainside, will stay the same, which is mainly to have residential uses. The other thing that it will do is it will expand our downtown. Mountainside has, for years and years, had, a limited downtown area. This will basically create almost double the downtown area that we have now. So I think it's a good vision for Mountainside. We're in the preliminary stages of it. So we still have a long way to go, but I wanted to let the public know that that's what we're proposing, and that's what we're moving forward on. There still has to be a number of meetings before the planning board to amend the master plan, before the council to propose ordinances. Those ordinances then are going to have to go back to the planning board to make sure that they're consistent with the amendments that they've made to the master plan. They're going to have to come back to the council before they're finally adopted and implemented. In addition, there's a second part of the review of the master plan, and that is to create some different bulk type requirements in the existing residential zone. We are trying to have a balance between what we've been seeing lately are some houses that are probably, for what most people think in Mountainside, are overbuilt on the size of the lot. So what we're trying to do is to have a balance between making sure that we don't have these houses that are absolutely maximizing the building footprint, but are probably out of character for the neighbor. We're balancing that with, we don't want to have, we don't want to stifle the growth of Mountainside and, just have the ranch type house, which was the traditional house that was, I think, built back in the 60s and 70s, and you see, quite a few of them all over Mountainside. So by creating some different bulk requirements, the main one is what they call I always get this wrong, but square foot area ratio, where you can build a certain size house, certain square footage, certain house of a certain size by square feet based upon the size of the lot. And I think we've come up with a ratio that will, number one, not allow houses to be overbuilt and out of character, but will still be able to build a nice size house so that Mountainside continue to grow as a community. So that's where we're the direction that we're headed in. If anybody has anyone in the public has any questions about any of the specifics as to what is being proposed, they can see Jim Debbie. He'll have a copy of the what we're calling the housing element and fair share plan, which is being reviewed by Judge Serpentelli, as well as these new FAR and some other bulk standards that we're going to move forward with in the implementation process. Just so I want to make sure everyone's clear, is we still have to go and do a review of our master plan, and then we have to adopt amendments to the master plan, and there'll be hearings in connection with that. And then we'll also have to implement those amendments with certain ordinances, which will again have to go through a process to the planning board, back to the council, and then finally they'll come before the council on a first reading and a second reading. So there'll be plenty of access and time for the public to come and give their input on both of these plans. So I think it's a great vision for Mountainside. We're going to take care of some things that we should have taken care of a long time ago, and we're going to do it without really changing the character of Mountainside, which is, I know, what everyone on the council and myself want to make sure happens. Okay, having said that, anyone from council want to make any comments at all?
Well, I'll just add, if I can, Mayor, that, our master plan was created long ago, and over time, there has been some recognition that there needed to be changes, and there needed to be a review of that master plan. And due to some litigation that had been filed, actually on a couple of occasions, that the town had to deal with an issue involving affordable housing, which is a mandatory requirement of all municipalities, that we felt that this was a good time to hire a planner who we've been working with over the last couple of years to review our entire master plan and to make some recommendations. And this is a culmination, and we're at a step now where, as the mayor said, is presented to the planning board, and we're going to be acting upon it. And it's not something that just came out of the blue. This is something that's been developing over time, and it doesn't mean that you're going to see changes right away. It's not like, the town is going to change overnight, but the zoning plan will change, which may result in some additional buildings or restrictions on buildings that, as the mayor said, and is correct, and we've always been very concerned about, will maintain the true character of the town and still satisfy our legal obligations as a municipality to have affordable housing. So.
And I knew there was something that I was going to forget. Another part of what's also being presented to the planning board is the expansion of the permitted uses in the LI zone. Over the last, especially 2 or 3 years, we've been getting a tremendous amount of tax appeals in that area, and we're trying to infuse some different kind of uses into the LI zone that will, certainly enhance the LI zone. So that'll all be part of this process, where we'll start with the amendments to the master plan, and it'll move through the same process as I outlined before with the affordable housing program, as well as the amendments to the bulk requirements. So, unless anyone has anything else.
Keeping with your agenda, I think it would behoove you to open up to the audience participation, because you had council comments now.
That's fine. We had any audience participation?
Right.
None, okay, so.
Very good. Thank you, sir.
So right now, we're going to need to go into executive session, though, tonight. I hope it'll be short, but whereas the Open Public Meeting Act of the State of New Jersey permits the public to be excluded from certain matters to be discussed by the governing body, whereas the mayor and council desire to discuss litigation, contracts, and/or personnel, which are matters where the exclusion of the public is permitted, whereas public disclosure of the results of this discussion will be made as soon as the matters discussed have been resolved by the governing body, the Borough of Mountainside. Now therefore be it resolved by the mayor and council of the Borough of Mountainside that the aforesaid matters shall be discussed in closed session upon adoption of the resolution. And it's mainly contracts, but it might have to do with some potential litigation. So I need a motion to go into executive session.
So moved.
And we have a second?
Second.
Okay, so we'll be